We have a Brandon Aiyuk update here on Verts. I'm your host, Harrison Graham. Lots of things circling around the internet. Adam Schefter, Matt Maiocco, a couple of reports coming in as San Francisco still has Aiyuk for now, but two teams reportedly have a deal in place. So we'll see if there's any movement today in terms of a potential trade. But listen, this is why you subscribe, because when NFL news drops, when big storylines are out there, we're going to react to it here on Verts. I'm going to give my opinions and analysis to all of the news that is out there. So hit that sub button. We crossed 1,200 subscribers yesterday. Let's get to 1,300 as soon as possible. Appreciate the love and support. We'll continue to break down this Brandon Aiyuk story, plus other stories coming out of training camps. All right, so let's kind of set the table here. Who is interested in Brandon Aiyuk? Well, let's just start there. Well, Adam Schefter says the Patriots and Browns are teams that are interested in trading for him. The Steelers have been interested, but he calls Pittsburgh a team that no longer appears to be a destination any longer. And I think the reason for that is Pittsburgh's trade offer just isn't up to standard compared to what Cleveland and New England are offering up to this point. Matt Maiocco also chiming in. NBC Bay Area has covered the 49ers for 2 or 3 decades, says the Patriots and Browns have, quote, have trade proposals that the Niners would accept, but no deal has happened as of now. He also mentioned that those two teams have discussed directly with Aiyuk, as the Niners have let him negotiate contracts with potential trade partners. They have submitted their final contract offers to Aiyuk. And as of now, no deal has happened. So what does that tell you? It tells you that Cleveland and New England either haven't offered Aiyuk a contract he wants, or he just doesn't want to go to those teams for whatever reason, if these reports are accurate. So what is Cleveland offering? Let's just talk about potential trade compensation. The leading report suggests that it would be an Amari Cooper swap and some kind of draft pick compensation. I don't know, Cooper in a third, Cooper in a second. Maybe it's Cooper in a second and the Browns get back a fifth as well, in addition to Aiyuk, something like that. I think Amari Cooper and Brandon Aiyuk are similar caliber players. I think Aiyuk's a little better. He's definitely more willing as a blocker. And more importantly, he's about 5 years younger. So clearly, if you're Cleveland, it's not a simple one-for-one swap, but you wouldn't have to give up a first, and you may not have to give up a second either in this type of package. A third and Cooper might get the deal done. And look, if you're San Francisco, that's pretty appealing, right? Like, if you just can't make this work with Brandon Aiyuk, well, you get a similar caliber receiver, especially as a route runner. You stay in Super Bowl now window mode. Not that you don't with another trade, but getting Cooper back still really, really helps. Now, he's not going to block as much for you in the run game, but he would significantly keep this passing offense afloat. Excellent route runner, good speed. I think as a route runner, him and Aiyuk are very similar. Aiyuk is just a little bit more physical after the catch, and like I said, as a blocker. So I think that's a pretty appealing offer if you are San Francisco to try and stay in win now mode, which clearly they want to do that. New England, what are they going to offer? Well, it's been reported that Kendrick Bourne, who used to be with the 49ers, and picks would go back. So similar, but you would have to think it would have to be more, like at least a second here. And a second from New England could be pretty good. Like, even if Aiyuk goes to the Patriots, I still think that's a bottom 10 team. So if it's a second round pick, 33 to 42 is probably what you're looking at, plus Kendrick Bourne. Maybe you can squeeze out a 4th or a 5th round pick as well. Now, I would still go with the Cooper trade package because I'm trying to win a Super Bowl this year. If I'm John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, the window is now. You're about to have to pay Brock Purdy. Key contributors are getting older, like Trent Williams, Fred Warner, Christian McCaffrey. And by the way, you still have to figure out Trent Williams' contract situation. So I would prefer Cooper. If you want more pick value, then New England would be the way to go because they're going to be picking higher in the second round. Now, if Cleveland offers a first-round pick plus Cooper, that's a no-brainer. But I don't think the Browns are doing that at this point in time. And in fact, I don't even know, do they have a first-rounder next year? I don't think they do. But even if they did, I don't think they would go that route. Like, again, Aiyuk's younger and probably a little better than Cooper. But the Browns have Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, Like, they don't have to force the issue here. But Andrew Berry's an aggressive GM, and if they can upgrade for the right price, they would certainly do that. So what does this all mean? I believe that Brandon Aiyuk wants to play for the 49ers or the Steelers. The reason he wants to leave is because he doesn't like the Niners' offer, but I think if he got an offer he liked, he would stay. I think Pittsburgh is the team he wants to go to the most. Why do I think that? Because if it's true that the 49ers have offers they would accept from both Cleveland and New England, then why hasn't that deal happened yet? Well, Brandon Aiyuk hasn't committed to signing a long-term extension with either of those teams, so that's what's holding it up. It tells me he doesn't want to go there. Now, could that change? Is this a fluid situation? Absolutely. But I think Aiyuk is trying to play this thing out a little bit more and hope that the Steelers can get back into the mix. But Schefter's kind of doubled down. He was just on McAfee a few minutes ago and said Pittsburgh checked in, but they're not there right now. So where do things sit? It sounds like Aiyuk is kind of going through his options, and so are the 49ers. Because, again, the 49ers respect Aiyuk. They want to help him out, even if it means trading him away. But they're not going to take a way lesser offer from Pittsburgh. They want a win-now player in addition to pick compensation, and why wouldn't they? They're trying to win the Super Bowl this year. They've been on the cusp. They've been knocking on the door, and Brandon Aiyuk helps them do that. So if they lose him, to not get a significant player back, that's pretty hurtful. Like, if they can't get a Cam Hayward or an Alex Highsmith, you're not going to get George Pickens. Like, what's been kind of rumored out there on the internet is James Daniels, a starting guard, like Calvin Austin, a gadget receiver, plus maybe a second-round pick. That's not appealing to me if I'm the 49ers. Amari Cooper is, but that package from Pittsburgh doesn't move the needle enough, in my opinion. So what happens next? Well, Aiyuk's got to sit down and decide what he wants. We've talked about this. Does he want to take the most money available? I don't know what New England and Cleveland have offered him contract-wise. Does he want to take a combination of money that he deems acceptable plus chasing a Super Bowl? Like, I think San Francisco, again, he would like to stay there, but he doesn't think the money's at an acceptable number, so he'd rather go somewhere else where he can get more money, but also go to a place he likes, which seems to be Pittsburgh. Clearly, he thinks they're in a situation where if he goes there, they can contend. Now, I'm a little skeptical. Russell Wilson, is he going to, bounce back in his mid-30s? Is Justin Fields going to take off? Maybe. You guys know my take there. I would roll with Fields, but we'll see where this goes. The longer it goes on, does Pittsburgh, does Omar Khan, do they up their trade offer? Do they meet the 49ers' demands? Because, again, I think San Francisco wants to help Aiyuk out, but they're not going to take a distant third-best offer to do it. So we're kind of in a standstill right now. Where does this thing head? I mentioned this, I think, last week, and I'm surprised that this hasn't been discussed publicly more online and between the Niners and Brandon Aiyuk. Why not kind of do what Chris Jones did with the Chiefs last year? Say, listen, man, we're trying to win a Super Bowl. You help us do that. We can't pay you top dollar right now due to contracts we have on the books, and we just don't view you as a $30+ million player at this point in time. But what we're going to do is you're currently making 14 and change this year. Let's raise it up to $25 million, fully guaranteed for this season, no matter what. If you get injured and miss the whole season, if you take a step back as a player, you're getting $25 million this year, fully guaranteed. And then we'll revisit this next offseason. Deebo Samuel can get cut or traded next offseason pretty easily based on his contract. Maybe Trent Williams retires and that frees up a little bit of money. Who knows? But I don't know if Brandon Aiyuk wants to do that because he's probably looking at a guy like DJ Moore and saying, yeah, he didn't get $30 million per year, but he got $82 million guaranteed. Like, he wants long-term security. That's pretty clear. But if he doesn't want to go to one of these teams that he doesn't want to go to, then why not just try to work something out on a one-year pay raise situation with San Francisco? Put your head down, try to win a Super Bowl this year, try to have a career year, and then go get paid next offseason, whether it's with the 49ers or another team. That is what I would consider doing if I was Brandon Aiyuk, but I also understand chasing the guaranteed dollars, but it's hard to know what the gap is right now. What has San Francisco offered in guaranteed money at this point? Who knows? He clearly deems it to not be enough, but he also doesn't like the Cleveland and New England situation at this point in time. Could that change? Yes. Right now, doesn't seem like it is. So things are certainly heating up. It's a fluid situation at this point in time, and we're going to continue to cover it here on 4Verts. So don't forget to subscribe. And also, comment down below. Will Brandon Aiyuk get traded, yes or no? And if he does, what team will he play for? Let us know in the comment section down below, and we'll see you next time right here on 4Verts.